People often ask me, what's in a name? Well, my name's Ken Martin. I'm a chairperson of Tour Guides Northern Ireland, the most innovative, enthusiastic, entertaining bunch of guys you'll ever get. But more importantly, beside me and on my t-shirt, we have Hollywood. Hollywood's just been voted a few weeks ago by the Times newspaper as the best place to live in Northern Ireland, or Ulster. So Americans quite often say to me, what's the difference between Hollywood, County Down and Hollywood, California? And here's the difference. There's one hell of a difference. The building behind me is the old priory of Hollywood, and it should really be pronounced Holywood. But it's an interesting place. Between here and Bangor, which is the main stop, there are plenty of places to visit in North Down. A little bit historical, a little bit light-hearted. You'll find that there's plenty of places to eat, plenty of entertainment, and along the way, it's only a 15-minute drive, along the way you'll see plenty of things that will interest you and entertain you. So if you'd like to come with me, I'll introduce you to North Down. We're standing on the beautiful beach here at Hollywood, but the beach runs all the way about 9 miles right down to Bangor. To my right hand side and slightly behind me are the Belfast Hills, now owned by the National Trust. Wonderful place to walk. Fantastic, you've got everything here, but I better get off the beach before the tide comes in. Hello, welcome to Bangor Abbey. This abbey was founded in 558 by St Congal. Fell into disuse over the centuries for various reasons, but it's a very important historical site. Without abbeys, there would almost certainly be no towns in Ireland. So this was re-established in 1140 by St Malachy and had important contacts and meaning for the whole of Europe. They travelled abroad and what were effectively missionaries. So North Down has lots of examples of it. Come and see them. You'll not be disappointed.
How you doing? Richard Orr here, TG&I Blue Badge tour guide. So today we're at the beautiful Bangor Marina and the sun's shining, which is quite amazing. We do get it sometimes in Northern Ireland, okay? But here we are, Bangor Marina. Bangor Marina was opened in 1989. It's the largest marina in Northern Ireland. It's a Golden Anchor award-winning marina, and it's also a Blue Flag award-winning marina. So it's a great place. It's a beautiful place to walk around. Before this was actually opened in 1989, the sea actually went right up to the wall there, right up to the road. So I remember that one in my youth, but I think they've made a fantastic job of it here. Bangor is a town that sits kind of at the mouth of Belfast Lough, and it's about 14 miles from Belfast. It's in County Down. You can visit it actually from Belfast if you want on the train. It takes about half an hour from the centre of Belfast to take the train right down here, and obviously half an hour to take a return. So if you want to visit Bangor, you can do it that way. It's well worth coming to. It's a beautiful place. The marina here is absolutely terrific. As I said, my name is Richard Orr, TG&I Blue Badge Guide. You can follow me personally if you so desire on Best Fast Tours on Instagram. So have a wee look at Bangor Marina in the sunshine. It's gorgeous. It's almost like you're in the south of France. And here we are at a Bangor institution. This is Picky Fun Park, and it's got a little pool in it, and it's got lovely swans. This place has been here for years, but it's been modernised recently within the last 20 years. It's got a little cafe in it. It's got some lovely swans that are kind of like little pedalos that you can actually rent, and you can go on the lake there and ride about. It's another reason to come and visit Bangor because it is a lovely place, especially on a day like this when it's sunny and you really do feel like you're in somewhere in the centre of Europe. So behind me we have the McKee Tower. a clock tower which was built in 1915. That's one of the lovely little things that you can see whenever you come to Bangor. Bangor is an absolutely beautiful place. There's a number of things that you can see, and it's another reason why you should put Bangor on your itinerary if you're making a visit to Northern Ireland, or indeed if you're from Northern Ireland or the south of Ireland. There's things like Ward Park. You can go and feed the ducks in Ward Park. That's a lovely park in the centre of Bangor. Bangor's not too big. The centre of Bangor and where the marina is and where the sea is, it's all very walkable. It's all very doable. It's a great place. You can also go to Bangor Castle, which dates from 1852. It's a big kind of stately home, really. It's got castle gardens, which are absolutely beautiful. There's a cafe there. There's also the North Down Museum, which is in Bangor, which you can go and visit. That's right beside Bangor Abbey. Bangor Abbey itself dates from the 6th century. That's whenever it was first used as an abbey. It's been rebuilt a couple of times since then, but it's one of the most important ecclesiastical sites in Northern Ireland. So there's a large number of things that you can do in Bangor. There's Picky Pool. You can go for a boat trip out into Belfast Lough. Picky Fun Park, like I say. There's lots of bars, there's lots of restaurants here in Bangor. So it's another reason to make it a destination for you to come to whenever you're in Northern Ireland. Like I said before, it's not too far from Belfast, only 14 miles away. So I hope you've enjoyed our little trip around Bangor today. And as I said, my name is Richard Orr, TG&I Blue Badge Guide, and you can follow me on Instagram on Best Fast Tours. Cheers. Here we are today at Newtownards Monastic Site in glorious County Down on Mahee Island, which actually juts out into Strangford Lough, but it is actually connected to the mainland, if you want to put it that way, of Northern Ireland or the north of Ireland or Ulster. Let's stick with Ulster. So here behind me, right on the shores of the glorious Strangford Lough, we have the oldest known tide mill in the world. This was excavated in 1999. Now it doesn't look like very much. You can see the little wall there because fortunately we're at low tide, so nature is helping us out today. But that actually dates back to 619 AD. Now, okay, so it's not just as old as the Great Pyramids of Giza. They're about what, 2,500 years old. But this is 1,500 years old, and you can see it right here at Newtownards Monastic Site in glorious County Down in Northern Ireland. So let's take a wee walk around the site. Now, how Northern Irish am I? I'm saying we. Everything is we in Northern Ireland. Do you want a wee cup of tea? I'm a wee man from Northern Ireland. But here we have the remnants of what was a round tower here at Newtownards Monastic Site. So this was a Benedictine monastery, and it was abandoned around the 15th century. Excavations took place here between 1922 and 1924 by a man called Lawler, and that's whenever some of these ruins were actually unearthed. As you can see, the site really comprises of ruins. Sometimes if you go to places on mainland Europe, I remember going to Varna, etc., and seeing the ruins of Roman baths, and I thought, why am I going to see an old ruin? I mean, I know plenty of old ruins, but why am I going to see some old ruins? I thought it wouldn't be very interesting. But what's interesting about this place here at Newtownards is not only the beautiful aspect of the area that it's actually in here on the, overlooking Strangford Lough. It's the fact that it's quite remote. It's about 15 miles from Belfast, but it's like another world, and you have to access the place by a narrow little road. It's not too narrow, however, because I have actually seen a massive tour bus here before. This is an example of one of the earliest known sundials in the world. So this dates back to 900 AD. Okay, so that itself there, that's about 1,200 years old. So this is a fine example of an early medieval sundial. And of course it's here at Newtownards Monastic Site. So there's a Hollywood connection here, because over here there's this little house. This little cottage was built in the early 20th century, and it was built by a man called Theodore Flynn. Theodore Flynn was, of course, the father of Errol Flynn, the well-known swashbuckling star of movies like Robin Hood, etc. in the 1930s. And his father, Theodore, actually taught at Queen's University. He was part of the science department there, and he built this little cottage. It's unusual in its construction because a lot of the houses built in Northern Ireland, or indeed in the Greater Ireland, would have been constructed of stone. In the early 20th century, stone or brick. But this is built of wood. It's currently used as a little visitor centre. I should say a wee visitor centre, shouldn't I? It's currently used as a little visitor centre. And as you can see, as I said, it's made of wood and it's constructed in a Tasmanian style because Theodore Flynn and of course Errol were both from Tasmania. So there's a strange link to have here at this monastic site in County Down in Northern Ireland.
Well, behind me, slightly to the right, is Strangford Lock. This tower commands the entire district. It is known as Scrabo Tower. It's actually a reference to the hill, which means scraggy in Irish. The tower itself is a monument to the third Marquess of Londonderry, whose estate, Mount Stewart, is just a little bit further up the loch. The loch is very famous. It's the biggest inlet in the British Isles, and it's cut off from the town by a series of floodgates introduced in 1811. Those floodgates meant that Strangford Loch itself produces a microclimate which is wonderful for growing potatoes.